be like, oh Bizois, but shouldn't I recall when I'm having a lot of gold? True, but now we're watching a challenger player. A challenger player knows the fundamentals really well and knows exactly when to think outside of the box and think very logically what is the best decision making. What's going on guys, Bizois here. In today's video we're gonna analyze Korean challenger rank 3 80 carry 66% win rate. Absolutely insane. If you are grandmaster or lower, this video is for you. If you are grandmaster and up, you can also learn from this video. So the tips are gonna be applied for any rank in SoloQ. Okay, the guy is just gonna push Q, trying to hit the melees as well, trying to hit the casters. He's gonna try to actually avoid Smolder. As you guys can see, his spacing is very nice. So of course in this lane you want to look to push, and then after you push, as you guys can see here, he actually stops pushing because he has some minions advantage. With the minion lead we are looking to poke. So as we can see right now, Smolder is losing the minion here. Look to zone. So another player will push it too fast, but no, the Zeri, this challenger player rank 3, doesn't do it. Could just freeze or he could just push. Since he knows that Graves is actually towards top side, he can definitely consider pushing here because he's safe, but at the same time pushing with the Thresh and with the Zeri into Smolder, it doesn't really help her achieve anything. So I think he's just gonna keep the wave here. Yes, absolutely. Why is he keeping the wave here? It's very simple. He knows that by pushing he can't poke them. If you play Caitlyn, Senna and champions that can poke them under the tower by pushing, then obviously he would convert this wave state from a slow push into him to a slow push into them. Should Zeri just go for the Drake right here? I mean, the chances of Graves stealing this, I think it's like 50-50, especially because we have Prio mid lane, so Karma is unable to move, and we have Thresh here, and Rakan is not really that strong. So I think Zeri in this specific case, personally, I think she should move because the chances of Graves stealing this is pretty high. Yeah. Okay, he's gonna move. In general, if let's say Orianna is right here, if let's say mid is fully pushed in any of mid prior, or you simply have some wards and you know that they will always get the Drake without you, you should just pressure. There is no reason for you to follow for the Drake. But in this specific situation, I believe that this is the correct play. And then right now he was actually debating to go mid lane or not. You guys can see here. So now he's looking on mid lane. Since they see the clicks, do you guys see the clicks? Clicking here, clicking here, clicking here, boom, facing this way, boom, facing this way, boom, facing this way. What does that mean? That means this play is dead. You can say that, oh, but I heard unless I heard. I'm not saying in Challenger, I'm not saying in Grandmaster, and I'm not saying in LCS, ADC, or any Pro League where people know what they're doing. If you play in a solo queue environment and you're below Grandmaster, so you watch this skill cap Challenger tips and tricks, guess what? Most of the rules won't apply for you players, and this is why I designed a coaching program that is ready for you, so that if you feel like you're in Emerald or in Gold and you feel stuck, the coaching is specialized and personalized for you, for your mistakes. But if you truly want to improve and you want to get better, try out coaching, because the coaching can be just for you. And right now he's just gonna push. We saw the jungle a while ago. If we just go back, we saw Graves and challenger players. Like, did you guys see that? Challenger players usually when they push the wave, they actually look they are looking really well on the minimap and they are moving their screen there. We see the clicking is like this, and if we see this on the minimap, look at the Graves, look at the Graves, look at the Graves, look at the Graves. So he's doing this, and after that he just goes towards top lane. So he's probably doing blow buff or wolves. So Zeri knows all of this, right? And this is very nice, very nice, because this is a huge information. The fact that he went like this and the fact that he was here. If Zeri doesn't move her screen there as she's fighting, I don't think she can decide that easy. So right now she's just pushing. I really want to see if she's gonna recall here. I think she's just gonna reset. It is very interesting that she's gonna move towards mid lane. This is a very big loss of tempo. She could just recall instantly. The problem is that it's not loss of tempo because Smolder is anyways low tempo since he's lower, and he's gonna recall anyways after the Zeri. And then he probably thought that they can kill. Oh, I see why he's going. He's because the decision is reliable. He has a lot of vision on the Graves, so he's not gonna get caught. He knows his top lane anyways. He does see the Karma going in, and anyways he has tempo on the Smolder since he's having the wave into the tower. And I think right now after the lantern he just pressed B because he saw the Orianna is safe. He saw they crashed. Unfortunately the Rakan is Uga Buga good, so he's gonna push one more wave since Rakan actually stopped the guy. And then right now, where is she staying? Well, this is actually super smart. I mean, in general, if you have enough money for like a good item, you should always recall. In this specific case, the reason why he's staying is because he's not really forced to recall in this case, since Smolder is lower than him and low mana, and this wave state, like pushing and getting prio, pushing, getting prio, Smolder no pressure, pushing, getting prio, Smolder no pressure. Pushing, getting prio, Smolder no pressure. He loves it. If he recalls and Smolder is gonna have the wave in the middle and Smolder is gonna be full HP, full mana with items, he doesn't like it. He loves this. Even though he's not full HP, 1, he can die against Graves because he's Zeri, he can E over the wall. 2, he knows that he can get free pressure. So in this case, it might look like boosted that she's staying with so much gold, she has 2000 gold, but in this specific case, this is good because Smolder is more fucked. She's pretty fucked, but Smolder is 10 times more fucked, meaning that she wants to do this. And Smolder, of course, most likely he's gonna stay here to catch the wave, and this is just gonna be very bad for Smolder because Zeri is always gonna have the momentum here to move. So a normal player will be like, oh besides, but shouldn't I recall when I'm having a lot of gold? True, but now we're watching a challenger player. A challenger player knows the fundamentals really well and knows exactly when to abort the mission or when to think outside of the box and think very logically what is the best decision making. So of course, if you're watching, oh this is not challenger, it's bronze, right? I can play like this in bronze. This is having a thought, right? So I see a lot of the players, they're like autopilot. It's like, okay, what was your thought process like this? Well, I just pushed. What was your thought process about this? Well, I just did that. Well, ask yourself, why am I making this decision? And try to have a thought process. Even though it's wrong, it's better to like have a plan, have a strategy. This is pretty good. So what we learned is that in League of Legends, you can always be very adaptable with the rules, right? You don't need to always take everything like, oh, I need to recall on a cannon wave. I always need to recall if I have a lot of money. Well, 99% of the cases, yes, but it doesn't mean you never make exceptions based on the situation that you're actually playing, right? And of course, you might ask, wait, but in my solo queue game in Bronze 9, I have 20 LP, 900 games in Bronze 9, and I play in Bronze 9. My mid laner doesn't follow, you know, what do I do? Okay, if he doesn't follow, then you should stay bot, but you should try to ping and you should try to tell him to go to the lane. You should try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You guys see how he takes the camp? So first of all, he takes the camps when no one is really inside of a fight. You could argue that Xante is, but there is nothing that we can do other than pushing mid lane for that. And at the same time, realistically speaking, he does have a really high wave clear. But if you're not, you should not do this with like Twitch, or if you don't have Hurricane. If you can do it fast, sure. But if you do them in like 10 seconds and your teammates, like right now, if Zeri is right here doing it, it's in thing, because the guy is pressuring bot, you have to push mid, Orianna is pushing mid, Listen is pushing mid, Thresh is trying to lantern bot. Realistically speaking, that's what Zeri should do, stay around mid lane. So make sure when you're getting camps, there is nothing else on the map. I see this a lot of times, like a lot of AD carries, they're very frontline, and they try to start a fight, or they try to like force it in a way, especially because they think that, oh bro, I have my flash up, so if I'm gonna walk up and then just bait them to go on me, I can just flash out. Look at the Zeri right now, right? Look at the Zeri right now. Look at the Zeri right now, she's forward, she's frontline. But she's like, okay, they're gonna use everything on me, and then I just flash out. This is something that a lot of pro players do, right? It's like this, like really crazy rules, like it's like a really crazy exception of the rule. It's like a normal AD carry in Master or Grandmaster would be like, oh yeah, I need to have good positioning, respect the Rakan W, respect the Karma W, respect the Graves, you know, respect the Gnar, make a Gnar. No, a challenger AD carry or like a pro player is like, no, yes, majority of the cases, but no. If I have the flash, I can play forward. As long as I flash the ability that, you know, they go in with, and as long as I play against champions that they only go in, like Nocturne, once he goes in, you flash out, he doesn't go out, or Galio, or Leona, or there are lots of champions in League like this. Yes, you can argue that you shouldn't do this on against Rakan, because Rakan can go in, go out very easy. He's very flexible. But against majority of the champions that can, you know, only go in, it's a good try.
$5. If you have problems improving and getting better in the game faster but cannot afford booking coaching, on my Patreon you can access more than 627 VOD reviews, premium videos about how to wave management, mid-game macro, and tier lists that will show you the best champions to climb and to improve for your elo. And these are not on YouTube, this is only on Patreon, they're exclusive. Moreover, you can participate in the free coaching waiting list to get a premium VOD review. I'm giving away 2 free VOD reviews every single week. All what you need to do is simple 2-step process. Subscribe to my Patreon and share your OPGG, and voila, you are on the waiting list. You're gonna get a personalized VOD review for any game in your match history. For just $5, you get not only the free VOD review, but a whole bunch of exclusive benefits that will supercharge your gaming experience. It's a small investment for a big return. and it's just $5. It's no brainer, right? But here is the deal, you've got to act quickly. The waiting list is already filling up fast.
55 people already subscribed to the Patreon, and there are 6 people that they already are on board, they are on the waiting list.
And more are joining every moment. Now, do you want to secure your spot for a free VOD review? Go ahead on my Patreon and reserve it right now.